Hey everyone, and welcome to r/confessions, the place where people share some of their dirtiest and darkest secrets. Some of these can be quite innocent though, but others really do get serious and heavy. And I don't want to waste another second, so let's get straight into this first one by user/NightDGale. I almost cried when a woman rubbed my back. It was so unexpected. This older woman saw I was having a bad day. I was at a facility taking a test for No One Cares, and I was late, barely made it in time, I looked like a mess, and was going to call it quits and take it another day. But after a few minutes, this woman came behind me and rubbed my back, or patted sobbing, and told me everything was going to be okay. I had an instant shower of goosebumps through my whole body, and I felt better and smiled. Never had I felt that way before in my life. Almost like my mother was with me in that instance. I'm happy I was able to find solace in that moment, and it's something I'll never forget as long as I live. And why I decided to start us off with this one is I feel like there might be a lot of people out there who might be feeling lonely or like they've been abandoned, like there's no one around them to support them. And I mean, if you know anyone who's in a position like that, reach out to them. It doesn't have to be big. As you can see, a pat on the back from a complete stranger has completely changed the course of someone's day, if not the next few days or possibly even a week. So I don't know, I guess I just wanted to say, if you're worried for someone, reach out, text, call, especially if you can't meet in person at the moment. It's the little things that really do end up mattering. But now, let's move on to a slightly more lighthearted one. This one by user/H2Wizzle. I still buy and prefer dinosaur chicken nuggets. I'm about to be 27, and I still prefer dinosaur chicken nuggets over any shape. I have a kid, and he's about to be 2, so it's the perfect cover-up. I think they're better than any frozen or fast food nuggets out there. I mean, you put them in the oven, let them get nice and crispy, and I always eat the head first and save the tails for last. The dinosaur heads are like regular chicken nuggets, but the tails is where it's at. That perfect crunch with the right amount of chicken. Look, I don't know, maybe I'm weird, but I want to say I've never had dinosaur chicken nuggets. I mean, I know they're a thing, I've definitely heard of them, but I feel like, personally, I've never actually had them. If they're really as awesome as this post and the comments underneath make them out to be, I think I might be heading off to the store to buy some chicken nuggets right after I finish filming this video. And here's the next one by user/FakeNor84. My parents have been hounding me for years now about my non-existent secret love life. And they don't understand how I can be 20 and not have a girlfriend. Even my grandparents are badgering me about it now. And I can't bring myself to admit to my parents that my socially awkward self has never been able to woo a girl or even casually flirt. Since lockdown started, I've been at home all the time, and my parents bring it up every dinner. A few months ago, I ran into a girl I recognized from high school that I barely knew, and out of desperation, I impulsively convinced her to take a selfie with me, kissing me on the cheek for $100. I showed it to my parents when I got home, and for the first time in 3 years, they finally stopped taunting me about being single. And I don't have to go through the daily guilt trip about having never been in a relationship. With the virus going on, I have the perfect excuse not to invite her over for dinner. And my parents have absolutely no idea I've been lying to them about my non-existent relationship for months. I hate myself for lying to them, but I've been so much less stressed out all the time, now that I'm not constantly dreading being lectured on how much of a loser I am every day. Yep, OP, and a few months later, just say that the two of you broke up. Come on, problem solved. I mean, honestly, not the best solution, but I guess it's made your life easier. I mean, that's one thing I don't understand. Like, some people are just not interested in getting a relationship or are slower to do it than others. Like, I don't see the reason of making a big deal of it. There are plenty of people who live alone and are completely happy with it, so I don't know. I guess it is a big sort of family value thing, so if you value having a family, having a relationship, you expect your kids to do the same. But also, basically bullying your kids into getting to a relationship probably won't end well. And here's the next one by user/ComputerSalt. My older brother is 30. He has no job, and he hasn't worked since high school, doesn't go to school, and lives with my parents still. All he does is make messes and game all night. He games to the point that I can hear him yelling and screaming all night long. And it's been a battle because I can't go to sleep with the amount of noise he has to put out. Oh, also, I'm 17 and a female and will be moving out to my own apartment next Saturday for uni. Anyway, it started like any other night last night. Around midnight, he started to game, turned his volume on his speakers all the way up, and was yelling and screaming into whatever he was playing. And when I asked him to turn it down, it escalated and turned into a yelling match between us. Needless to say, he got angry and destroyed my bedroom door by punching it. I was at my breaking point. My parents don't care. I haven't slept properly for about a month, and so I devised my plan of vengeance. My brother went out early today with my aunt and left his door unlocked. So, sure, I could have messed with his computer and speakers, but I decided to do something more interesting. See, his room is dusty. Not really messy, just dusty. And so I sprinkled Nesquik powder, like the sweet chocolate powder, all over the dark, dusty crevices of his room and under his sheets, his shoes, and pretty much anywhere that won't bring up too much suspicion. Well, the summer infestation that seems to come every year has moved troop from the usual battlegrounds of the kitchen and the bathroom into his room. When my brother got home, he absolutely freaked out. There were ants everywhere from what I heard in his tantrum. Ants in his bed, ants in his keyboard, ants in the computer. The ants were even having a frenzy in his closet from what I heard. To further complicate this ordeal, I had the ant killer. And since he can't drive, there was no way to really clear out the ants. And my parents don't get home until later tonight. So, right now, he's having a man-baby tantrum because he can't play his game, whilst I enjoy my ant-free environment in my bedroom. Damn, I'm surprised, OP, that your parents are okay with this. I'm kinda curious of the fallout, if he just cleaned out his room, or if anything changed. But yeah, gotta say, most of all, I'm just surprised your parents are just continuing to allow this to happen. I mean, it's one thing to be useless, and it's another to be an active nuisance to other people. I mean, it's weird. I would actually like to have a bit more backstory on this one, but I guess, OP, I can totally see why you did it. And the Nesquik idea was definitely a creative one. And here's the next one by user/taken name. So, I picked up some fish from a store, went home as always, but a cat, which I'd assume was a stray one, followed me back to my doorstep, and they keep looking at the fish in the bag. So, I guess they just wanted some fish. I could have given them some fish and spent the rest of the day in peace. But no, I didn't. I just shooed them away. And a few hours later, I recalled what happened and started feeling like trash. Why the F didn't I just give the cat some fish? God, they looked so starved looking at my bag. Tried looking for the cat, but I couldn't find them. I know this doesn't seem much to most of you, but I never owned a pet. This is the first time an animal has ever wanted something from me, so I was probably just nervous or anxious or something. God, I wish I could just turn back time and just give that cat some fish. And this is a funny little one, because I feel like this happens, I mean, I can't speak for everyone, but I feel like this is something that happens often. There'll just be some little moment in your head that really, it shouldn't matter. Like, it doesn't matter. Really, there's no big deal about it, but you just keep replaying it and redoing it in your head, and it just keeps bothering you no matter what you do. Like, rationally you realize that it really isn't a big deal, but at the same time, you feel awful about it, and you just can't get it out your mind. I mean, if it makes you feel any better, cats are liars. Like, trust me, they will lie at every opportunity. No matter how much you feed them, they will still look like they're starving if they see any sort of meat or fish in your hands. Chances are that was a very well-fed kitty, especially if there aren't many strays in your area, who was just trying to get an extra tasty snack off you. Now, before I start on the next post, I do want to say it's a more sensitive one. That's why I've pushed it towards the end. It gets quite open, talking about depression, so if this is a topic you find quite sensitive, definitely proceed with caution. Today I took a shower for the first time in 8.5 months. I never thought I could spiral to such a low point. I'm typically a clean, organised person. Before today, I haven't even bothered to tally up the time. The only reason I was able to get an accurate date was because I showered back in December when I went out for my birthday. The days just melt together. Today I was in my pantry and kept smelling something bad. Every time I turned my head, it hit me again. I realised it had to be me. That's just what happens when you don't shower. I never really noticed it before. My bed had a noticeably dark spot where I would always sleep. It hadn't been washed either. I reflected on how I could have allowed myself to descend to such a poor standard of personal care. The realisation was very scary to me. I tossed every blanket, comforter, and pillowcase in the washer today. I also took an hour-and-a-half long shower this afternoon. My skin feels incredibly soft, and I smell distinctly of soap. The feeling of touching my bare legs to fresh sheets was extremely pleasant. Doing a few loads of laundry and taking a long shower essentially drained me of all my energy. I took a long nap after getting it done. It's not lost on me that showering and doing laundry shouldn't be something that exhausts me. Even writing this now is draining. No matter how much I sleep, the fatigue never goes away. Untreated depression can completely change you. I've gained a lot of weight, my work performance is trash, I don't go out, and until very recently, I didn't even take care of myself enough to shower. It disgusts me. I'm so angry at myself for the way I've gone. It's important to me that I take my fair share of the responsibility for how the last year or so has panned out. I made these poor choices, I neglected myself. I allowed myself to spiral. That being said, the lack of accessibility and affordability for mental health care in the US is shameful. I can't get professional help if I tried. I don't have $90 to $120 for a 60-minute session. It's not my intention to politicize this post, but something has to change. How many people like me are hurting and can't climb out of this ever-deepening hole because they can't get the help they need? Another important thing I need to vent about is the way people act around people with genuinely severe mental health issues. They're there for you, they love you, and they support you. Until you actually display noticeable symptoms. You're angry, distant, uninterested, and pessimistic. That's the severe depression package deal. The moment these symptoms kick up, you're deemed toxic, and they disappear from your life as quickly as they made the promise to stick by your side. Now you're left with no one to talk to, with the added injury of being abandoned by people you thought were your friends. I had no reason to care anymore. Taking a shower in no way cured me or whipped me back into shape. I'm still the same person, except I now smell like Irish Spring. I'm setting a goal to shower once per week and wash my sheets twice a month. I'm introducing myself to things I know I used to enjoy, like art and music. I'm taking a break from current news because that just upsets me more. I have no one to talk to about these things, so this is kind of a public journal entry. I hope one day I can get myself to a state of enjoying life. And I mean, what can I really say to this one? There really isn't much. I don't want to make a joke out of this, but I really don't have too much of my own opinion to add. I mean, I will say this, if you are feeling worse than usual, do reach out to people. This doesn't have to be a psychologist. If these are close friends or family, plenty of online and over-the-phone services that are available for free. And also, it goes the other way. If you notice that someone is looking and acting different, ask them what's wrong, reach out to them. I guess it's the same as in the first post. Look out for those around you and try to support them whenever you can. And I've got to say, this video has had quite a dark tone to it. I feel like r/confessions can be that way sometimes. But I still think I will end this video just here. I hope you guys enjoyed, and if you did, make sure to subscribe to the channel for Reddit videos every second day. But with that said, you guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you all enjoyed, and all I want to do is see you all here next time. See you later, guys.